Who the fuck thought it was a good idea to start a podcast in a global pandemic?
Hello guys, welcome back to the second episode. How are we feeling?
Happy, buzzing.
Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm having a good week.
I do feel like we did say vagina a lot last week, but do you know what? We've all got vaginas. It's fine.
Should that be a banned word this episode, do you reckon?
What, vagina?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Having said that though, we're literally like not even a minute in and we've mentioned vagina a bazillion times.
Yeah.
I think it just stands us in good stead for who we are and what we're about.
We should have been called the Vagina Sagas. Shall we kick it off this week again like we did last week with the good, the bad and the ugly?
Absolutely.
Yes. I have had good week this week.
Go
Yeah.
on.
I have had 2 FaceTime dates.
I love the sound of this.
Yeah.
Tell us all.
It's really, really hard to go on a date now, obviously, but it's nice to be able to connect with someone over the phone and see them instead of text, if that makes sense.
Was it the same person?
Yeah,
I'm really sorry, but why is this the first time that we're hearing about this?
I told you about him.
Yeah, today.
Who is it? Oh, no, wait, don't say anything.
I think I did show you both a picture.
Oh yeah, last week.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. But no, he's really nice. It was nice.
So Amy, what's yours? Good, bad or ugly?
Oh, I'm ugly. Put that out there, I'm not. But I can do the ugly right now. Obviously, I told you that my husband was coming home. He came home. But my period came the day before. Well, I would say I was like spotty. And then like he walked through the door and BAM! Niagara bloody Falls happened.
Niagara Falls.
Honestly, I was like, you know, sometimes you cough and you oh shit, it's coming. It was like that.
Yeah.
Poor sod's he's been gone for nearly 7 months. And he comes home. I've obviously had to go downstairs to let him in because I didn't have a key. And I'm like in the most disgusting pajamas because you know when you're on your period you just feel rough, don't you?
Yeah.
I just felt sorry for him. I said I was going to have fresh bedding on, but I couldn't put fresh bedding on because I was just bleeding so much.
This week I saw on Part-Time Working Mummy's Instagram about these period pants.
Oh my goodness, I've seen
Yes.
looking at them.
Apparently they're insane and they just feel like you're wearing normal pants and they're better than wearing pads, like you barely leak.
And also they look just like the pants that I wear every single
Yeah.
day anyway. So
It might be worth looking into them and investing. Okay, so I've had a very, very ugly week. So Jessica, who I mentioned in the last podcast, works in care like both of you do, and she'd been tested for coronavirus 5 times over the weekend, and her lateral test in the morning came back negative, but then Tuesday evening came back positive. So now my anxiety is through the roof. I've just had to do a home test on Faye, and honestly it was like I was basically murdering her. So I managed to go the whole of last year during the lockdowns, and then we're isolated twice within the space of a week.
but at least you are in the safety of your own home. You know where she is. You know what is happening.
Yeah, that's my ugly for the week. It's not the worst. I suppose there's worse people out there, but just
that's-
sends your anxiety all over the place, doesn't it?
That's like saying someone's happier than you. You can't be happy. Just
Yeah, exactly.
Put it down doesn't mean that your feelings aren't real.
Absolutely.
True that, girl. True that.
So let's talk about skin.
We all have it.
It's our largest organ in the body.
Yeah.
My skin is horrific. It is sensitive. I am allergic to almost everything, like down to the littlest things. So sanitary products, laundry detergents, and skin care. So moisturisers, toners, shampoo, conditioner, body wash.
I'm a bit like that because I suffer with eczema, but it only really comes out in the cold.
Your skin changes with the seasons. I don't know
Yeah.
if people know that, but yeah, your skin will change with the
Yeah,
seasons.
because in the winter it gets bigger and I grow too, and then in the summer sometimes it dissolves.
In the winter, obviously it's colder outside, and then again in the summer with air conditioning really damages your skin. And if you're not hydrated enough as well, you can really see it under your eyes, your lip. And I find for me, my ankles.
My ankles do the same. I get really like dry, hard skin on my ankles.
Can't say my ankles do that, but my elbows do.
I love putting thick moisturiser on and letting it soak in. The skin on my face in winter as well can get really stressed.
Oh yeah,
I think I'm just a stress head.
it's just the elements.
literally mixed up my skincare regime. I'm reading the Caroline Hirron skincare book.
I have that. My sister got it for me for Christmas.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of reading that. My mum got me one called Pretty Honest by Sally Hughes as well, so I'm looking forward to reading that. I'm learning some new things in there, which I'm sure we will probably talk about.
I literally learnt my whole skincare routine from her. So like the 7 steps.
See, it's really good to learn like that. It's like going to a doctor. Sometimes you need to have a second opinion because
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I find that my skin changes with my moods as well. It's not just the
Yes.
weather. So like I've been really stressed over the last couple of days and literally half of my face is broken out and I'm like covered in spots.
it's your biggest organ. You wear your emotions on your skin. You just wear everything on your skin.
Literally wearing your emotions on your sleeve.
I get really spotty when I'm stressed.
Like maskne is a thing now as well, isn't it?
You think we've got enough to contend with and then that's a thing now that
When we get tender boobs, periods, menopause, having to squeeze a baby out,
shaving your legs, your armpits.
the word that's not going to be named, all this, that and the other. Completely different to maskne, but the tops of my ears are so sore that I cannot really wear my glasses at the moment because I'm wearing a face mask all the time, catching up with me.
So if you're allergic to everything, what do you use on your skin that works? Because you probably don't have a normal skin routine compared to like mine and Amy's 700 different products.
I literally use Dove body wash, the Dove cream. I can use micellar water, but
Really?
it burns.
I think micellar water is a load of crap, if I'm perfectly honest.
Just soap and water, and then I put hemp cream on.
Hemp
Oh, is
cream.
that the hemp face cream that you got from me?
Yeah.
Talk the hemp range.
Yeah, let's do it. How have you found that the hemp works for you but other stuff doesn't? What's different?
I don't even know. Maybe it's because it's natural. It just doesn't burn and it makes my skin feel soft. Like I don't get a rash. I do not feel irritated by it any way, shape or form.
The Body Shop hemp collection does contain community trade hemp seed oil, so it gives you heavy duty hydration and it relieves and protects. There you go.
Which is probably why I can use it.
I've been using the Shea body butter on my legs. I thought it was fucking brilliant. I was like loving it and I was recommending it to everyone. And then I bought a tub of the hemp. It's expert care for ultra dry skin. You've got to change your products of the season. I don't know why I've never used it before. I thought it was going to smell. It doesn't smell. I thought it was going to be really greasy. It's not greasy. I was actually pleasantly surprised by it. And it's green, which is my favourite colour.
Oh, it's
Same.
my favourite colour too.
Shut up. All
Shut
of our
up,
favourite
you
colours
love
are green.
green.
For a link to all things Body Shop, put my group in there.
Refresh, revamp, revive on Facebook or Instagram. I had a message from a lovely girl on our Instagram page. She basically said that this is what my life is like. Society says I should be married with kids, but I'm not. So I'd really like to touch on how we feel our lives at the moment are and whether we feel that we're running by what society suggests we should.
I think for all of us, obviously we're all the same age, but we're all in very different stages of our lives, and that's
Very
okay.
different situations as well.
Yeah, it's normal to be different. If everyone was the same, how fucking boring would it be?
Maybe we should just introduce ourselves quickly and then we'll be able to tell from our point of view whether we think society's accepting of the way that we're living. I'm Abby. I live with my 4-year-old daughter Faye. I'm a single mum and I actually live in a house privately rented with Faye's older sister who is actually a year younger than me.
I am Millie. I am the maiden one, which pretty much just means I'm single. I live with my mum, stepdad, brother and sister. I share a room and a bed with my sister. Probably not the most normal thing, but, you know, we aren't in any rush to change it. It's quite nice to have that comfort, especially during times like now.
I'm Amy, as you all know, and I live in military accommodation with my husband, who's 13 years older than me, my dog, and I actually have 2 stepchildren.
Okay. So pan back 10 years to when we were all 15. How did you imagine your life panning out? And is that how you are living it now?
Completely different.
In what way?
So when I was 15, obviously we were doing GCSEs. I'd already done half of mine. I was getting ready for college, looking at universities already. Be a music teacher or a dance teacher. That was what I wanted to do. I wanted to be settled down. I wanted to have at least one child already.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be married. at 25.
Okay, so before we go on to mine or Amy's answers, do you think society back then pushed you to have them views?
Absolutely. Society and probably my parents.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Amy?
Yeah, 10 years ago, I just got out of a very dark stage in my life. I guess most teenagers would go through it. I don't know. I remember having a dream once that I was going to be 22 and I was going to be pregnant. And in this dream, I'm wearing like a white striped maxi dress and have a ring on my finger. So obviously, I'm assuming I was married. For me, I have never really known what I wanted to do. But I do know that society definitely helped shape me, because in no way, shape or form am I a judgmental person, but I would celebrate the small things. So when I reached the age of 18, I was buzzing at the fact that I didn't have a child. When I reached the age of 21, I was buzzing at the fact that I didn't have a child. When I got married, I was buzzing at the fact that I didn't have a child. Like, I know that sounds really bad, but in my head, I had it that I needed to be married, have a house, and then have kids. Does that make sense?
Society shaped you in the way that you feel that you need to reach your certain milestones before doing the next thing.
Matter of course. Like, no, it doesn't matter that they've had a kid and then got married, but in my head I was, oh god, I couldn't have a kid and
That's
then
just what you wanted for you.
That was just me.
Yeah.
My personal preference. And yeah, I'm 25, but I'm happy, and I just think that's what's more important.
What about you, Abby?
Okay, 10 years ago I was 15, obviously. I was like you, Millie, I was just taking my GCSEs, already applied for colleges. I was dead set on becoming a social worker. My life at 15 was more revolving around going out with my friends and getting absolutely drunk on a field somewhere.
Been there, done that.
I never felt impacted by society. If anything, I felt like I didn't fit into society because I didn't want the white picket fence and children.
See, that's where I resonate with you, because I never wanted, still don't want the white picket fence in that sense. But I know that deep down, I think I was put here to be a mum.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that's cliche.
No, I like that, because like with me, obviously I love Faye to bits, but I never wanted children.
Yeah.
But obviously I'm blessed with having Faye. But like 10 years ago, there's no way that children were on my radar. I didn't finish college. I ended up dropping out halfway through. I got pregnant at 20 and then had a child at 21. Didn't stay with the child's father because he's a bit of an arsehole. And now I live with his eldest daughter, who just so happens to be a year younger than me. If you put my story, taking my personality out of it, into a newspaper, someone would think we're like hillbillies or something. Like, seriously.
Absolutely not.
No.
No.
No way, not at all. Because it's more common than you think.
I know that, yeah.
The norm. Like, I have never, ever in my entire life had a Christmas with both my mum and my dad. I've had it where I've gone to my mum's house and I've gone to my dad's house.
Yeah.
And I honestly think my prom was the first time I had a photo with me, my mum and my dad, and I was 16 then. So like, I came from a broken home, and it sounds awful, but they were still together. My life would be so much different.
My mum and dad broke up when I was 3, so obviously I've got pictures of them when I was like a baby, but nothing until my sister's wedding, which was 3 years ago, so I was 22. There's no issues between them, like they get on quite well, but there was just no need for it. Do you know what I mean?
So I think all of us are none of our parents together.
No,
That's
my
true.
mum and dad broke up when I was 9.
Yeah, it's just normal. That's the way that the world is now. But I think because I came from, I feel awful saying a broken home, because it wasn't a broken home. My mum was a fucking brilliant mum, and she still is a fucking brilliant mum. She did everything for us, and she will put us first no matter what, even now at the grand old age of 25. You know, she's fucking brilliant.
My mum's the same. Love
Yeah,
her.
and mine.
Lost my train of thought then, because I was just thinking about how great my mum was.
Okay, this podcast has now turned into a mum appreciation podcast. Sean, Joe, Teresa, we love you lots.
Yeah, we do.
You're the best.
The word.
We love you.
If we don't come out of your unspoken word on this podcast, we wouldn't be here today, so thank you very much.
Yeah, much appreciated. You.
So basically, this wonderful lady who messaged us sent loads of pictures, and it basically stating it's not a woman's duty to give birth, but it can be a calling. So Amy, that one can resonate with you massively.
Oh, 100%.
Because moving out, moving back in, like Millie, you've moved out before, haven't you? And then you've moved back in with your parents.
Yeah, a few times.
These are all normal things though. Like, it's
Yeah.
such a taboo thing and it shouldn't be.
I find as I get older, I almost like connect with other people that have been through the same thing as I have
Yeah.
more than what I did when I was younger.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's because we are friends now with people of different ages.
Yeah.
Whereas when you were at school, your friends were pretty much just your year, the year above. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even now, so me and Faye, we came into a situation where we had to move back to my mum's. Even then, I loved going home. The home comforts just mean something else, don't they?
Yeah,
And
I love being at home.
I don't think it's something anyone should be ashamed of. Like, even now, if I had the choice to be going through this lockdown, living in my house, which is fucking beautiful, like I love it, or sleeping on my mum's sofa, I'd be on my mum's sofa.
See,
Yeah.
having said that, I feel really bad saying this, and I, like I said before, absolutely adore my mum. But that wouldn't be the case for me because my sister lives at home still. But her and her boyfriend live there with their daughter. And Harriet is in my room now. But it's their family home now. Like, they grew up there and that was our family home. But now it's my sister's. I feel like I would really be intruding. And I know that I'm always welcome there. But it would be different for me now.
We've said where we wanted to be, where we thought we would be 10 years ago. Now, are you happy with where you are in your life, or is there things that you would still change? Do you think your life now fits in with society?
No, my life does not fit in with how society expects me to be at 25.
Yeah. Do you feel okay with that?
Sometime. I have days where I really struggle, and then other days when I'm like, why the hell am I not embracing the fact that I pay minimal rent and have my washing, iron, cooking,
Yeah.
like everything done for me?
But it's not just that, is it? You're also surrounded by people who love you constantly.
Absolutely. Even though we argue, even though like things happen, they will always be here. And I think sometimes like I get sad, like one of my best friends just got engaged, she's got a baby. The other one lives with her boyfriend and they are looking at getting engaged. Like, Amy's married, do you have a child? And I think to myself, I am so behind.
Just promise me that you will not think that you're left on the shelf and go with some deadbeat loser just because, or I'm not saying that you will, but I feel like
You better not be crying, Millie.
same situation.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, Mills.
Girls. You're worth so much more than anyone that treats you like shit, and that goes to all these fucking exes as well. And if you're listening to this, you pricks.
This is what we are upset about. This is why society sets a standard that's so high, it's unreachable for everyone. Because even though you could look at Amy's life and think she's perfect, she's got a home, she's got a husband, she's got a dog, not everything in Amy's life is perfect. If it was perfect, in society's view, she wouldn't be working, she'd be a housewife 24/7, and they'd already have a baby. Do you know what I mean? The timelines are so off. Don't feel like your journey isn't right just because you're not where we are.
And the thing is as well, it's like we touch down on social media. I don't know what it's like behind closed doors.
My daughter's ringing me. Hi, Faye Bum, you alright?
Wait, I saw with Nanny.
Say hello to the podcast, baby. Say hi, podcast.
Hi, podcast. I feel all alright.
Good girl.
We love her.
Mummy, I can you.
No, Mummy's busy.
Can I see? Can I see?
Look, Mummy's working.
Can you see us? Hi.
Hi.
Right, I love you lot.
Love you.
Bye.
I came here to say goodnight.
All right, I love you.
I love you.
Bye.
So back to what I was saying, what you see on social media and all that, people's lives look amazing, but behind closed doors, it's shit. We have had nothing but trouble from Dave's ex-wife. And I said earlier on, Dave's older than me. He had a previous marriage with 2 children, and Dave and I have been together for 6 years, and he hardly sees them. She's just not a very nice person. I have to be very diplomatic about that. And we've had nothing but trouble. No one else really sees that. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot that can go on behind closed doors. People might think on the outside that we've got this life that is to society standards, but I promise you it really fucking isn't.
Even though we know about Dave's ex-wife and me and Millie know in detail about her, I can still sit here and compare my life to yours. Not in an envious way. Like, obviously I'm so happy for you and I love that you're happy, but it's like I was with an older man and I'm just like, well, why couldn't my life pan out the way yours has? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. But you have Faye.
Yeah.
Like, she is just incredible. I love her so much She ran up to me and she went, "Oh, hello, it's me, Faye, your friend." Like, why can't everyone greet me like that? She's just incredible. Like, she's literally the light in the dark, 100%.
She is amazing.
She's so lovely.
No, you're gonna make me cry.
Oh, sorry.
This isn't called Tears, Tears and More Tears. I just think that in response to this message on our Instagram, if you are listening to this, just embrace your life, because it's amazing. You don't have to feel like you have to compensate for society, because what you're doing in this world is what you were here for. That's what you were made for.
So what if Sally up the road started her new fucking wax melts business, or James on the corner has got his, I don't know, what's a MOT business on the go, or it doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter what other people are doing as long as you're happy within yourself. And it's hard to find that happiness if you're not empowered, and you can't be empowered if you're comparing your lives to other people's. Like we've said, our lives are all so very different, but we empower each other. Like, we wouldn't be making this bloody podcast if we didn't. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Hype everyone up, 100%. Be their hype person. Women should support women no matter what, and that goes for men. We should support everyone, unless you're a fucking dick. Just stop being dicks. Real quick, another thing I wanted to touch down on, something that's actually really helped empower me recently. Sounds really weird, but it's embracing my stretch marks. I've not had a kid or anything. I mean, I've got a dog, but I didn't give birth to him.
I had stretch marks before I had Faye, though.
No, yeah, so I've got stretch marks. It's completely normal. Yesterday, I was trying to explain to Dave about where a stretch mark was on my leg, and get like an indent where the skin's torn.
Yeah.
He didn't quite get it, and I was like, fuck's sake. Okay, just feel my tummy. So I pulled my trousers down and got my little pouch out just above my fupa, and I have 4 quite prominent stretch marks there, and I've always been really insecure about them. And yesterday I let him touch them and I felt really empowered. I know it sounds really weird, but he's my husband. We've been together for 6 years. He has never touched that part of my body, and I let him, and he went, "Oh yeah, didn't even realise." And I'd worked myself up so much that he would find me unattractive because I have a stretch mark, and actually he's not bothered.
The thing is, though, he probably has touched them before, and you just probably haven't noticed because you're not thinking of them. But when you're thinking and you're like, "Oh, I'm really self-conscious about this now," that's when you're like heightened about it.
I think it's because we had the conversation as well.
Some people aren't like that. Some women and some men do get really funny about women or men, because men can get them, having stretch marks. Even before I had Faye, I had stretch marks because I have massive boobs, and they got worse because when your milk comes in, your boobs go up to your chin, and they're so uncomfortable. I literally felt like I'd had like breast implants. And then when my milk went, because I didn't breastfeed, I don't care if you breastfeed, I don't care if you bottle feed, as long as your baby gets fed, that is my view. And then I just suddenly woke up and I had like not a million, but I had loads of stretch marks, and I just think it's completely normal. And let's be honest, we're all different sizes, but I guarantee we've all got stretch marks.
Oh god, yeah. Through the first lockdown, I knew I gained a few abs when the ones on my bingo wings were red, so they were new ones.
Yeah.
I have them on my boobs.
Yeah.
But because I was bigger when I was younger, when I was 19, I was a bigger girl, and I'm not anymore. But I am so self-conscious about them. But I think to myself, like, everyone has them.
Yeah.
Like, near on every woman will have a stretch mark.
Honestly, I spent the majority of my summers in t-shirts and longer sleeve tops because I was paranoid about the stretch marks on my arms. But now I just don't care, because I just think, oh, if you don't like what you see, do not look at me, because I couldn't give a fuck.
But I know we keep on coming back to like social media and society making us feel this way, but it is exactly that, because on social media a lot of people do edit out their cellulite, edit out their stretch marks, their spots, their imperfections. Everyone has them. People go to the extent of editing out a dimple because they don't think it's attractive. Do you know what I mean? We all compare to someone we see, and you're like, well, why can't I look like that?
Honestly,
Yep.
I think that is why I never really got into makeup. But I remember the Dream Matte Mousse stage of makeup.
Love that. Love it. All over
Me
the lips.
too.
Or like, yeah,
Yep.
I remember how it dried my skin out and how horrible people were. And
Yeah.
that's why I stopped. And then I started seeing people on Instagram and Facebook with this flawless makeup. And then I'd see them in person and be like, wow,
Tune, babe, face tune.
Yeah. So I'm more of a realist with that kind of stuff. I really think if you want to wear makeup, that's fine. Like, you do you if it makes you feel comfortable. And I think if you can do makeup, you're fucking talented, because I can just about put mascara on. Do you know what I mean?
There's some people that don't like leaving the house without having a face on. And when I was younger, so about 6 years ago, I would put full face makeup on to go and work at McDonald's overnight.
Yes,
Nah.
me too. So I would probably say that until me and one of my exes broke up, I used to wear makeup every single day because he used to tell me that I needed it. Even like when I started at my job now, I used to put a full face on to go and work a night shift.
Yeah.
Like
That is
now,
girls, I look like shit 24/7. If I've put makeup on, people are shocked. They're like, what the fuck is happening? Do you know what I mean?
and that's how it is now because I barely wear it.
You like getting done up, don't get me wrong. And about 4 years ago, I never would have left the house without my eyebrows done. I became obsessed with it. I'd get my eyebrows waxed all the time. Like, I'd get them I had them tattooed at one point. So I can see it from both sides, definitely.
I'll talk to my mum about this. And when she was growing up, they literally, her and her best friend would go stomping the grounds of Cosham with all the boys, and they'd have no makeup on. She said would curl our lashes and that would be about it, and they'd go stomping around and they'd feel the most confident they've ever felt. And then even when, like, my mum's quite not new to social media, but she's a bit of like a technophobe, so to say, and she'll be like, oh well, she was going to a wedding and she said, can you do my makeup, because everyone's going to have all their makeup done and I want to feel like I fit in. And I was like, we don't need makeup to fit in. I think social media now is even affecting the older generation that are on it.
Down to angles and how you take your photos and stuff. Like, you see the
100%.
people with the popping butt and the skinny waist, but nobody looks like that 24/7.
There's quite a few celebrities that are posting at the moment, not a before and not an after photo. I don't know if you've both seen them, but they're literally photos taken seconds apart. One of them with their bum looking peachy as anything, like no cellulite, and the other one where they're just standing normally and you can see cellulite, you can see imperfections, and it's just like, good on you for being real.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Bigger the hoop, bigger the hole.
We should keep that in.
Okay. I'll jump in with the questions because I've got them as well. We've got one question that says, who's the oldest and who is the youngest?
I'm the oldest, aren't I?
I'm the youngest.
There we go.
I don't think it's by much though, is it? It's literally like months. Next question was, how do we all know each other?
So me and Amy met in school,
Yeah.
and then we all met in
And I
college.
met you both at college.
But we didn't speak much, really. I didn't really speak to you in college, and I didn't really speak to Amy in college either.
I did, Amy. I spoke to you quite a lot in college, didn't
Yeah.
I?
I've not been friends with either of you, but we just kind of grew apart. Like, our lives went in different ways, and now here we are back together again with our mutual love of Grey's Anatomy as well.
Yeah.
How we got speaking again, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The next one. What's your 5-year plans?
Fuck.
I'll go first. I would like to progress in my job, like lead support worker, then maybe a deputy. In 5 years' time, my own life goal is, if I have not got a man and I am not settled, I will have a child on my own.
Fair play. Oh, I love that, Mills. Oh. The thing is, we don't need a man. That's the thing. We really don't.
Exactly.
Abby, you? Where would you like to be in 5 years' time?
5 years, Faye will be 10, and I've always said on her 10th birthday I would like to be in Disneyland, Florida with her, because she is obsessed.
The dream. I'll come
Yeah,
with you.
The
she
dream.
is obsessed with Disney princesses. So when she was born, I said on her 5th birthday I want to take her to Disneyland Paris, which probably won't happen, thanks Corona. And then on her 10th birthday, I said Orlando, Florida, because I went to Orlando, Florida when I was 10, and it was the most magical thing ever. I don't know, to be honest. I feel like when I try and plan what I'm going to be doing with my life further than like a couple of months down the line, it kind of just goes to pot. So I'm kind of a go with the flow girl and just like to wing it. Do you know what I mean?
Because
Yeah.
definitely, if I put it out there, sometimes I feel like, well, I've said it now, and people are going to expect it, so you can all get fucked if you're expecting stuff off of me,
Yeah.
which is weird. Like, I just get my own head about life. But I say this to Dave all the time. Like, I think he cringes because he's so fed up of me asking it. But I would like to have a child in the next 2 years. He's always said he's wanted one before he was 40, and he's 39 next month, so scary.
You share the same birthday months.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Aww.
We went on our honeymoon. We were there for both our birthdays and Valentine's Day, so like it was like 4 in 1. It was really special.
Love
I
that.
love that.
Yeah, maybe have a child, just one, but no, my luck, I'll probably have twins. But we obviously have been looking at houses and doer-upper houses, so I would love to have my dream kitchen. And
Love
obviously
it.
for our podcast to be bloody brilliant.
I'd love that.
Manifest it. So yeah, that's literally it.
Any other
I like-
questions?
I do. We all have some individual questions. Abby, I'll go with you first. How old were you when you found out you were pregnant, and were you scared?
My pregnancy story is quite weird. So me and Faye's dad were away like a couple of weekends before I was meant to come on my period, but I was scared that I was going to come on, so I carried on taking my pill. So I was taking it over the weekend, and it was strange because I was like, we were having a drink and we were in the hot tub, and I felt really weird, like really shaky. And you're not meant to be in the hot tub in your first trimester. And I was like, oh, I can't be in this. Like, it's making me feel sick. So I was like sitting on the edge of the hot tub. And I came home and then to come off my pill like the last day we were away. I didn't come on my period, and it had been like 12 days. And I was speaking to my friend who went to university in Brighton, and she was like, do you just want me to come home for the day? We'll go get a test, we'll go out for lunch, and then you'll just do it. And I was like, yeah, okay. So then we went to Asda, brought a test, and then we went to Weatherspoons in Gosport. I can't do a pregnancy test in Weatherspoons toilet. So then I just did it, and it literally came up pregnant straight away. Like, it didn't even need any time to like react. I was 20 at the time, and Faye's dad is 19 years older than me. We were only fuck buddies. We weren't actually in a relationship. We'd go away for a couple of weekends here and there in the year, and then every time we were bored, we'd just meet up and have sex. And then I was like, fuck, like, I'm pregnant. And she was like, no, you're not, you're lying. I was like, this pea stick says I'm not lying, I'm pregnant. And I only took the one test. You hear the people that take like 7 tests. I rang my best friend Jodie, and I was like, Jodie, I'm pregnant. And she was like, what do you mean you're pregnant? I'll ring you later.
I could imagine her doing that as well.
I was like, how am I going to tell my mum? My mum had never met this man because we're just shagging, basically. He'd pick me up after I'd finished work and take me back and then drop me back in the morning. So I was sitting on the sofa and I was like, Mum, I need to talk to you. And she was like, oh, go on then, tell me you're pregnant. And I was just like, oh, like burst out crying. She was like, you better not be pregnant. And I was like, I am. My stepdad didn't speak to me for 2 weeks. He was just so upset because he's been in my life since I was 3, so he's basically raised me, and he was just so upset, and he didn't know how to speak to me. And then all of a sudden, like after these 2 weeks, he literally just came up to me and gave me the biggest hug, and I was just like bawling my eyes out. So yeah, that's how I found out I was pregnant.
That's really, really sweet though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Was I scared? Yes, I was absolutely fucking terrified because Faye is the 5th child from her dad. So I was like, is he even going to want this baby? The answer at the time was no. So, yeah.
It is scary, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely terrifying. Especially more so because I didn't actually want children. Wholeheartedly support abortions, pro-choice, it's your choice. But I thought to myself, if I, like later on in life, want a child and I can't get pregnant, but I've got rid of a fully healthy child, I would never forgive myself.
Yeah.
So that was my reasoning behind not being able to have an abortion. And my mum fully supported that because she felt the same.
That's fair.
She was scared for me. My mum was terrified, but she never let it show. She is literally the biggest like support system I've got.
Oh, I love it.
That's what you need, isn't it, I think?
Yeah.
Amy, how long have you been married?
I have been married for a year and October, November, December, January, February. A year and 5 months.
Do you love it?
Oh, it's so different when you're married, girls. Honestly, like, I love him so much because he's been gone for so long. I look at him and think, oh God, I just love you. I just love you. I don't know how, but I definitely think it's different when you're married. Like, I don't know, it's just more magical. That's the only way I can describe it. Like, he literally is the best thing, apart from my dog, that's ever happened to me. I just love him. Yeah, it is different. You love differently when you're married. I literally can't describe it. It is just different. And I think it's because we have both said that we will be with each other forever. Do you know what I mean? And we've said it in front of all the people that we love.
off that question. So obviously you've mentioned that Dave has an ex and he was married before. So does it ever worry you that he's gonna leave you because he has broken them vows before?
So,
Without offending Dave, because me and Dave have just become friends, obviously.
yeah, you're not offending him. I wouldn't say that he broke those vows.
No, but you know what I mean? Like the vows were broken.
Yeah. When you know the backstory, like you can definitely understand. When we first got together, we weren't really together. We were just fuck buddies, really.
Big up the fuck buddies.
And we just kind of fell in love. And I remember sitting there one day after, like not long after we first told each other that we loved each other and all this. And I just looked at him, and I'm quite straightforward. And I was like, look, I've got to say something because it's going to really piss me off if I don't. I've got to get off my chest. And he panicked a little bit. And I said, look, we both know that you've already been married and you've got kids. And I haven't. And they're both things that I want in my life. So if you don't want to do that again, that's fine. But we need to call it a day.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste my time. I know it sounds awful and I love you, but I don't want to waste my time with someone that doesn't want the same things as me. And he was quiet for a minute, and I was like, fuck, he's going to split up with me. Like, that's it. He's going to end it. And he was like, no, I want all those things of you. Like, I really love you. And then, like, my heart just burst.
Oh,
I just love him so much. So, yeah.
my heart is bursting for you.
He's the least romantic person ever, but in the times when you need it the most, he's the most romantic. Like, gives me constant fanny flutter.
Love it.
Love that.
Next question.
So this one was for me. It says, are you happily single, or are you on the apps trying to find your lockdown love? I am completely happy being single, but as I spoke about earlier, I am looking, not actively looking, but if it happens, it happens.
Doesn't
And I
hurt.
have had 2 FaceTime dates this week.
Sorry, Millie. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I just forgot where I was for a second. Shit.
They weren't Tinder
Oh,
days,
yeah, no.
they were FaceTime days.
All the same thing.
Oh no, I was just saying I'm not actively looking. I'm quite happy being single, but if it happens, it happens. And I did have 2 FaceTime dates this week, so
Love it.
winning. Okay, so this is the last one. It says you have 24.
I'm so sorry. I told you I needed to find.
Scott, that is staying in this. Oh my god.
Pardon me. Oh, I'm sorry.
So 24 hours to do anything you want. No laws, all the money in the world. What are you doing?
Oh fuck. I need background to this. So do the purchases stay if you buy stuff, or do they go after the 24 hours?
Do you know what? I'm just going to say we can keep it.
I would buy a house for me, a house for mum, house for my dad, house for my sister, house for my brother, house for my sister. I'd buy Faye a house for the future. I'd pay off a university fund for her. I would buy 7 different cars. I'd book holidays for the rest of the year when we're allowed to travel. I would fill my wardrobe. What?
Did you not kill anyone?
No. Hang on. Come on.
Okay,
I would
well,
fill up my wardrobes. You've got to think ahead.
said I'd fill up my water bottle. Because you
Yeah.
went
I'd fill up my water bottle. I would buy everything that I've ever desired in life because I'm not materialistic, but I do like nice things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'd actually do? I'd make a law that would make me queen. Just because I could. And then I don't know if I'd kill anyone. I don't know if I've actually got it in me to kill someone.
I don't think I've got it in me to kill someone, but I've got it in me to definitely pay
Pay
someone
someone.
else to maybe cause a lot of harm to someone who's. We all leave it at that.
Millie?
I think if I could do anything that I wanted, including like be magical, because that is what I would want, or like be a fairy or something, I would bring both of my nans back.
Oh, why didn't I even think of that? You make me feel heartless. Do you know what though? I would love to go back to a time before I lost my nan.
Maybe that's more of a better thing to do, like go back in time to when I was younger. But
To
I would
appreciate
like
the
to
time
be,
more.
I honestly feel
yeah.
question needs to have more context with it, like, because there's so much we can say and so much that, like, where can you stop it? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I could just say, well, within that 24 hours, I'll stop time and then I'll just do everything that I want to do.
Okay, so if you're listening to this podcast and you sent in this question, please contact us on Instagram at Amapods and let us know what the context of the question was so we can answer it for you in our next episode. Thank you very much for sending in them question, guys.
Yeah, much appreciated. Thanks for listening. I hope we didn't waffle too much and bore you.
Probably did.
Bye.
Bye.
Until next time.
Peace out.
Until next time, ladies.
Bye.